Alright, so just facing a porterhouse versus a T-bone here. Porterhouse steak is the first couple of steaks off the end with the real big New York, and a tenderloin that's at least 40% the size of the New York that we're trimming. As you work your way down the cut here, the tenderloin gets a little smaller, and you wind up with T-bones, so where you've got a much smaller fillet, and below that, when there's almost no fillet at all, it's called a club steak. So they're all from the same cut: New York, tenderloin, T-bone, porterhouse, club steak, all from the same cut. It just refers to the amount of the fillet and the presence of a bone, by and large.
Now, where does your beef come from?
This particular beef, these two cuts, are Meyer Angus. They're a farm out of Montana, which is a little further afield than I generally like to go. But they have the production to get us just the strip loin, or just a fillet, just a ribeye, and they raise their animals exactly the way that I want my animals raised for a carnivore.
So these guys, you play music to them and feed them beer and massage them.
Tell them jokes, and you know, this at this point has got probably about 10 days worth of dry aging on it, which is why it's starting to turn that kind of funny gray color along the outside. This piece is probably more into the 16 or so days of dry aging, which is why it's starting to turn darker, kind of red-brown.
And that one, when you slice it for the individual slices, that whole piece is just sort of the same. It's just sort of the thickness of the slice.
Essentially, yes. And because we don't have a bandsaw around here, we do everything by hand. You know, if you wanted a bunch of steaks this thick, it'd take me a long time and I'd do a terrible job. What I would recommend doing is, if you want 3 steaks like that, buying one like this.
Right.
Cooking it all in one go, rolling all the meat off of the bone, which is right in the middle, very easy to get at. Take the meat off and then slice across it to distribute it out to the people you're eating steaks with. You get a better temperature, it cooks more evenly, it's much more forgiving. You cook a 3/4 inch thick steak, you've got about one small window to get it right. And then it's overcooked, or you pulled it too early, or you didn't get any color on it, or it's all brown but it's all cooked all the way through.
And you've got to pull it a little bit early and let it heat up after it's off the grill?
Let it coast up a little bit. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things that have to happen for you to have cooked a really good steak. And the thinner the steak, the harder it is to get all of those things right.
Well, it seems much, if you really think it through, what you want is something that tastes really good. So 3 perfect steaks on the grill don't translate to your whole dinner unless everybody's getting an individual steak or something like that.
Right.
So it makes a lot more sense.
Well, and the thing is, if you want to get 3 individual steaks for 3 individual people, go to a restaurant. They have professional cooks there. They'll make 3 perfect individual steaks for you. Don't turn yourself into a line cook while you're cooking for your friends. Like, you should have a nice time and be able to talk to your friends about it, not be fist fighting the grill and chasing steaks and turning things and cooking things. As much fun as that can be from time to time, it might be dinner, but it's not a party. You know what I mean?
Oh, listen, when I'm grilling, I have a party. I always have a couple of beers there.
And that's the plan. That's the plan. Go and get yourself a couple of great big steaks that you can divide amongst your friends, a few sausages, some fish. Make yourself a nice mixed grill so you don't have to think about it too hard, so you don't have to be on top of it the whole time.
Great. Well, thanks, and see you soon.